There are certain adventures in life that deserve to be on a list, namely the bucket list. These are the adventures that you plan and work for, and one of them has just been brought much closer to every South African angler. This is a must-do trip. We had the privilege to join a unique tour running from Swakopmund to the Kunene River mouth at the Kunene Dune Camp. Secluded and well protected amidst the large dunes. Fishing activities are allowed from Angrafria along 80 kilometers of coastline to the mouth. At the Dune Camp, the southwester has less effect and the most beautiful scenes of dunes, wildlife, birds and insects could be experienced in the privacy of the concession area. Well, that's the beauty of fishing with local guys. These Namibians, 2-3 casts on the same spot, then they go. They saw some mullet on the surface, a big bait ball. Went out, do a few casts, no fish, move on. Didn't spend more than 5 to 10 minutes there. So now we're at the next spot.
Okay, the first one we did is a little bit more bulky and bigger, and this is the bottom one, and then the smaller one on top. Hopefully for a little bit of float, it's lighter for moving the water, a little bit more movement. So yeah.
So this one is for a carp and that one is for a steenbras.
No, any one of the two.
Hopefully not on the same rig.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Here where we're fishing, there's a bank here in front with a sloopie and then a bank at the back. So anything can happen here. The water's flat like it is now. Literally anything can be here.
Well, that's it. Henry showed us the rig. Made the rig this morning. Put on bait. First cast, first fish. Nice cob. You want to see how to do that? Go to coanglers.co.za and build yourself that Henry rig. What better way to start the day off than a meal from the ocean? Fresh cob is fried and enjoyed while the lines are in the water waiting for the next bite. These cutlets of cob were expertly prepared by Hannes, our resident beach chef. This is as fresh as seafood can get. As Leon said earlier, anything can happen, and indeed it did. Hannes picked up a rod and was on with something special. It was immediately clear that it was no mere cob on the other end of the line. Pulling and battling this giant, it dawned on us that what he had hooked was one of this West Coast's infamous bronze whalers. Hannes battled this monster with all he had, and 40 minutes later, I think it felt like a day for him. The massive 150 kilogram shark was on the beach for all of us to admire, and admire it we did. The fight was fierce, and Hannes decided to take the rest of the morning off to just sit back and watch us trying to beat the very high benchmark that he set. This catch was a real looker, and due to some awesome photography by Tobias, It boasted on the cover of the Tight Lines magazine.
121 seal is immortal, huh?
The next day we all wanted a piece of this Bronzie action. We were off with haste, rushing to the spot, and before we knew it, we were in the thick of it.
Here we go. On.
Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. What they did, caught a small sand shark, just cut it into pieces, took a peg and pegged it into the sand so that the wash keeps on washing over it. And the Bronzie, came right out, breached itself onto the beach to get this. He came right out. He was lying on the sand. Unfortunately, the camera didn't catch it. Now all of us are just casting in front here behind the first bit of shoreline to see if we can get it. Leon was the first to get hooked up, and in a matter of seconds 3 of us were on with smallish Bronzies. Grant and Johan Donald each had their work cut out for them, and Henry was a designated retriever once the fish came within landing distance. The excitement could be felt along the shore. Although these were only smaller sharks, they were a lot of fun to catch. In these conditions, it's quite clear that quality tackle makes a difference, and with a 40-pound J-braid we could really pull hard and work these fish in quickly. Running up and down the beach, however, requires a certain amount of fitness and strength, with some very much needed special skills for those doing the tail tugging. Oh, how's that? Bronzie fishing from the beach, 15-20 meters into the water, sitting relaxing. We had 3 Bronzie pickups in less than 20 minutes. Leon is still playing, the other 2 were smaller ones, maybe 40 or 50 kilos. And they are still just here around here. I've got my bait in, I had a bit of a tug, but nothing. So now we're relaxing, going to make some breakfast and everything. And we're sitting on the beach, waiting for a Bronzie to come out, literally out of the water and pick up our bait. How's that? That's the Kunene River mouth for you. Leon was playing that large Bronzie for quite some time, but it managed to run him out into the deep and over some rocks, cutting the braid. After an amazing breakfast, the Bronzie action slowed down a little bit, but Henry and Grant each managed to catch a decent sized carp. Before we knew it, Leon was on again with another Bronzie from the deeper casts now. Oh, what's happening now? Leon's on with the Bronzie. That he got in deep, and he got it closer, and then there's another one coming in again 10 meters from the side. We thought it was his, but this one is even bigger. It's a big fish. So we just lobbed it in front again to see if it would take it. It was just here. I don't know, 10 meters apart. Well, this one was just here in front in the waves, the one that we saw, and it's on. Took some line. Oh, it's still taking some line. Well, as they're saying, yeah, we're hanging. Fighting this shark with a Daiwa Salter setup was a dream. We selected the Grinder Elite 14'6" combined with the Saltist 8000 reel. This combo worked extremely well together, and with the bionic finger or trigger cast setup, it was quite easy to lob the bait into the target area. The smooth drag got the best out of the 40-pound J-braid, and a long heavy leader gave the best protection against the rocks close in.
Oh, what a blessing. Here at the Skeleton Coast, close to the Kunene River mouth. Just incredible. If you want to see more about Skeleton Coast adventure tours, how to get there, who to contact, go to 4anglers.co.za and go and look at everything that you need to know.
Walking up and down the beach to reel this fish in took its toll on me as well. After a long fight under the hot Namib sun, I was glad when the fish was finally landed.
Well, oh, what a blessing. Nice one on the beach.
After safely returning it, we packed up and decided to call it a day. It was an amazing experience and we had a great time targeting these feisty West Coast bronzies. As another day at the Skeleton Coast came to an end, we were all eager to get back to camp and sit around the fire, reflect on the day's events, and debate a couple of innovative plans for making the best of the following day. In the next episode, we took another few hours to target some more bronzies, but instead Johan Greiling got spoiled with a catch of a lifetime. Join us again in episode 3 where we close out this amazing soul-enriching trip while experiencing a few more interesting adventures on our way back home.